Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
We'll begin with some breaking news here tonight in Idaho. All lanes of I-90 westbound are blocked near Post Falls because of a deadly crash. On your screen now is the area that's blocked off from milepost 6 to 7 near Ross Point and Highway 41. The Idaho State Police confirms that they were pursuing a suspect, which led to the crash. We know right now one person is dead and traffic is backing up in the area. 4 News Now has a crew on the way. We'll be sure to bring you more information as we get it right here on KXLY. While the sun might be shining, you might have noticed some brief graupel and even some snow earlier today if you're in Spokane. And if you plan on taking any of those passes, expect some snow-covered roads and some slick driving conditions. New at 6 here tonight, Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the National Weather Service to see if this April snow is relatively normal.
While Saturday's snow and graupel may have seemed like an April Fool's joke, they weren't. And the National Weather Service is urging caution to anyone hitting the roads, especially anyone taking the passes.
Just be aware of changing conditions.
If you're hitting any of the passes or valleys during your spring break travel, be aware of accumulating snow and slick driving conditions, especially Saturday evening and Sunday morning.
Once people get up into those higher elevations, they could see that snow or that rain change to snow. So that's where people will really have to be careful. Roads will get slick. So remember, winter driving hasn't quite ended yet.
According to the National Weather Service, Stevens Pass is expected to get 17 inches of snow, while Snoqualmie Pass is expected to get 20 inches. Now that it's April, we asked the National Weather Service, is this normal?
It actually is, yeah. So out in this area, we do typically see snow in the mountains all the way into as late as early June. So for it being the first day of April, yeah, it's completely normal.
Although the snow that the Spokane area is receiving isn't. The Spokane Airport reported 0.2 inches of snow since midnight Friday night, and that's not common for this time of year. In fact, it's only happened around 4 other times in Spokane's history. And if you do plan on being out on the road, especially on any of the passes, WashDOT does recommend that you check the pass cameras before you head out. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Some good information there from our Bronte. And because of the snow in the mountains and potentially here in Spokane, our 4 News Now weather team has declared today a weather alert day. Emily Bloom is filling in for meteorologist Matt Gray. Emily, what can we expect? We've seen a little bit of everything this weekend so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's pretty much what the story is going to be Monday and into Tuesday as well. As we take a look at our satellite and radar right now, you can see some lightning moving throughout the Pullman area into southern Idaho Panhandle and throughout portions of Coeur d'Alene as well. Same story for Sunday as well. Alert day in place right now because of heavy mountain snow through all area passes. Primarily today, we have declared it a weather alert day because of the upcoming spring break holiday and those who may be traveling throughout the region. Winds right now, big story as well, anywhere between about 10 to 20 miles an hour, 22 in the Tri-Cities. We could see gusts of up to 35 miles an hour. So for those of you who may have furniture, pillows, kids' toys outside, whatever it may be, you want to make sure that you go ahead and pull those in. Winds going to continue through tonight and into Sunday as well. Live pass cams showing pretty clear conditions throughout Stevens and 4th of July right now. Snoqualmie, can see some of that snow coming down, and then Lookout Pass, snow on the roads at the time. So definitely something to keep in mind as you move throughout the next couple of days and try to coordinate your traveling plans, whatever they may be. Idaho Pass is looking to pick up anywhere between about 4 to 4.5 inches of snow. This is through Monday at 6 o'clock. Definitely impactful, but not quite what we're expecting throughout Washington passes, anywhere between about 6.5 to 12 inches in the Snoqualmie Pass area. Definitely something to keep in mind. Back here in Spokane as we head into the overnight hours tonight, an overnight low of 29 degrees with the rain and snow. Now we are not expecting any kind of accumulating snow in the overnight hours and the winds continuing for us as well. Moving into tomorrow, rain and snow chances continuing throughout the day, along with some thunder and lightning being possible as well. We'll break all of this down even further coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we're looking forward to it, Emily. Thanks for that. Avista has filed a request to raise its rates. If it's approved by the Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission, the average household would see their monthly bill go up around $5.60 a month. Avista says, quote, the request reflects adjustments to recover from customers certain deferred power supply costs tracked in the company's energy recovery mechanism. A program through the Spokane School District that helps students when most routes fail is now asking for the community's help for one of the most basic needs, food. Spokane Virtual Learning takes 25 students from grades 6 through 12 across the Spokane School District, and these students either have been suspended, expelled, or have severe anxiety going to school. The students here are in a hybrid program where they spend 2 days a week learning at the Hive, 2 days a week at the gym for PE credits. The rest of the time, they're online. Instructional coach Spokane Virtual Learning says most of these students have food insecurity and don't know where their next meal might come from.
They're amazing students and they're very resilient and they deserve a high quality education and access to food security.
She's asking for help creating a food pantry in their classroom. That way they can provide nutritional options and at least a meal when they come into the Hive in person, whether that's snacks, fresh food. They're hoping the community can help give them these students every opportunity to thrive. And if you'd like to help, the link to donate can be found on our website. Just click on this story on KXLY.com. A bill that would restrict children's access to, quote, harmful materials in libraries and in schools is on Governor Brad Little's desk. If signed, libraries across Idaho could be sued. The materials listed as harmful include nudity, sexual conduct, and anything relating to the LGBTQ community. Libraries in Idaho, like the Post Falls Library, could face civil action if Governor Little signs this bill into law. This bill, also known as the Children's School and Library Protection Act, says schools and libraries can be sued for $2,500 if any employees show any of these, quote, harmful materials to minors. The Post Falls Library already allows members of the community to ask for books to be moved from the children's section to the adult section, but this law could cost the library thousands.
I mean, this law would open us up to risk. There is the possibility of a civil fine of up to $2,500 per book, and libraries are public institutions. We want to be good stewards with our money, and we don't want to be spending this on civil litigation.
Miller says she and her staff are already stressed. This new risk just adding on to that. Governor Little signed multiple bills into law on Friday that will impact your child's education, with one of them meant to improve communication with schools by establishing a parental bill of rights. This means that the schools will now be required to notify parents about the health services made available by the school or private organization at the start of each school year, including health and wellness services. Parents must also give consent before the school gives their child any health screening or well-being questionnaires. Schools will also be required to notify parents if their child had been questioned by police or a school resource officer, unless the child is a victim of suspected victim of physical child abuse. A Washington couple arrested in Mexico, their horrific charges, and why they were on the nation's top 15 most wanted fugitive list. Plus, we go on an adventure with a bike club riding a trail near 9 Mile Falls in this week's Air 4 adventure.
Lightning moving throughout the region in some areas right now. We do have rain and snow tonight. Heavy mountain snow, gusty winds, and snow chances continuing through the first part of your work week. We are taking a closer look at all of that coming up after the break.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Everhart Painting.
Good news. No matter what you choose, you save. Carl's Jr.'s all-day 2 for $5 deal lets you pick 2 tasty items, like our savory cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, chicken stars, or French toast dips for just $5. Only at Carl's Jr.
It's all about fun, food, relaxation, low room prices, and more fun. Cure your spring fever at North Idaho's most welcoming casino, the Kootenai Casino. April is Progressive Super Spends Month, and it's your chance to win big while paying so little for your getaway. Our April Kootenai Falls Lodge and Riverview rooms are specially priced. If amazing gaming is what you want, book a Spring Fever getaway. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treating my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Good news. No matter what you choose, you save. Carl's Jr.'s all-day 2 for $5 deal lets you pick 2 tasty items, like our savory cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, chicken stars, or French toast dips for just $5. Only at Carl's Jr.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fred's Appliance.
A Washington couple on the country's top 15 most wanted fugitives list were arrested in Mexico. According to the U.S. Marshals Service, 34-year-old Edgar Salvador Cassian Garcia and his girlfriend, 38-year-old Araceli Medina, are charged with aggravated murder, 4 counts of child rape, and child assault. The criminal charges come after 2 of Cassian Garcia's daughters, ages 3 and 8 years old, were found abandoned in Tijuana in late 2020. Authorities believe the couple was sex trafficking the girls. The body of their 7-year-old brother, who authorities say was likely tortured to death, was found in rural Washington in early 2022. 5 children were with the couple when they were arrested. All of them had been listed as missing and endangered. They've been returned to the U.S. and placed in protective custody. And this is drone footage of damage over Wynne, Arkansas, which had a tornado hit yesterday. At least 5 people are dead in Arkansas as a result of the tornadoes. Just a horrible situation down there in the South and the Midwest. Emily, fortunately, nothing like that here.
Yeah, absolutely not. We do have some impactful and active weather, but it is not going to be that impactful, fortunately. Our thoughts and prayers, those definitely with those folks, though. Alert day in place for us here on Saturday. That is because of heavy mountain snow throughout all of our surrounding area passes. That is both Idaho and Washington. As we take a look at our satellite and radar, some lightning area moving through the area as well, particularly through southern Idaho Panhandle and into the Coeur d'Alene area as well. This is not our last chance for some thunder and lightning throughout the weekend. More as we move into Sunday evening. Live pass cams right now showing pretty clear road conditions throughout Snoqualmie, Lookout, 4th of July, and Stevens Pass, but much more snow is expected as we move through tonight, Sunday, and into Monday as well. For those who may be traveling for the spring break holiday, definitely something to keep in mind. Conditions in Coeur d'Alene at the moment, 46 degrees, winds coming out of the west, 17 miles an hour. In Spokane, winds coming out of the west at 21 miles an hour. Steady winds up to 25. We have gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Most impactful thing that we are dealing with in the Spokane area at the moment, but more active weather in the next 24 hours. Current winds all across the region, anywhere between about 11 to 21 miles an hour, with those gusts into the lower 30s. That is going to continue as we move into the overnight hours tonight. Sunset will be at 7:19 tonight. 9 p.m. we're down to 41 degrees. 11 p.m. into the upper 30s, and temperatures falling beyond that as we head into the early morning hours for your Sunday. as you are waking up tomorrow morning. Anywhere between about 24 to 37 is where we're going to be across the region. Overnight temp in Spokane is 29 degrees. The rain and snow continuing in the overnight hours, along with those winds the gusts up to 35 miles an hour. The rain and snow that we're expecting not going to amount to any kind of accumulation, so nothing for you to be worried about. Moving throughout your Sunday, back into the upper 40s by tomorrow afternoon, and then the rain and snow chances, thunder and lightning as well, continuing tomorrow night. By tomorrow afternoon, 49 will be the high in the Spokane area with the rain, snow, and thunder, and those gusty winds. It's going to be kind of a repeat day from today into tomorrow. Highs across the region in the upper 40s and low to mid 50s all across the region. As we take a look at the planning forecast, those snow chances continuing Sunday night into Monday, and then Monday night into Tuesday as well. Not going to be more than half of an inch, but certainly could impact our morning commute. And then once we get through this week, we are looking at a potential for 61 degrees next Saturday. Not looking too shabby.
Mother Nature just not making up their mind quite yet, though, Emily.
No, definitely not.
Well, thanks for that. And it may not be the best weekend to go biking, as Emily was just talking about, but we do have some inspiration for once things do clear up, maybe next weekend. In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we're giving you a bird's eye view of one of the local bike clubs enjoying the trails on one of the 4 Mound Prairie west of 9 Mile Falls. Let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone.
It's about a 27-mile ride. After a couple of miles, we go on to Cooley Height Road, and it's from that point on, it's a pretty car-free ride. There's like a slow, gradual incline to get up to the plain up there, and it's just nice farmland and some mountain views, and we'll see how it goes. I think some of the best bike riding in the country is right here in Spokane.
You know, you're looking for new routes and ways to ride and stuff like that, and so you look online, and Spokane Bike Club came up. I started going on a few rides. You know, they ride similar to I do. They have the philosophies that I like to ride, and so generally speaking, past rides have been really good, so you keep trying new ones and just keep finding new routes. I like being outside, you know, and then obviously at this group you like the camaraderie. You know, I like to talk bikes, I like to talk roads, routes, hills. I guess I like the social aspect of it, but I've ridden thousands of miles by myself too, so yeah, this is a great place to ride a bike. I don't know that I've ever been anywhere better.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
McCafe iced coffee is the perfect reward for those mornings that deserve a reward. Get a medium iced coffee, any flavor, for just $2. Take a treat retreat. Available all day at McDonald's.
There's a new tax refund called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Those who qualify could get up to $1,200 back. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
It's college tournament time at Turf Club Sportsbook, where suddenly every game's a big game. And that office pool you're in? Well, so much for that. This is real sports betting that goes beyond the bracket. All in a modern game day setting where you can take home a lot more than some intern's lunch money. Get off the sidelines and into the action at the all-new Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer, only at Northern Quest.
built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank, member FDIC.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
What?
That's our boy.
So proud.
There's no better morning than a buy one, get one for $1 morning at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
Well, there may not be a more exciting time in sports. The Final Four is going on right now, the Masters next week, baseball is back, and of course, college football spring practices. And the Washington State football team held its first spring scrimmage inside the bubble this afternoon. It was the first chance for the players to see some game action this offseason, and also a chance for the coaches to see what kind of team they need to work on before spring game later this month. Our Julian Minnesone has more from Pullman.
Think of the first spring scrimmage as the first practice test before the real exam in the spring game. A lot to take away from for Washington State. A lot of explosive plays downfield, defense playing physical, and a very happy Jake Dicker.
It's O versus D. I'm happy for those guys that made those plays. The defensive guys have to respond. But at the end of the day, I believe we can do great things.
The air raid could be making a comeback. The Cougars passed for more than 600 yards and 5 touchdowns, with freshman quarterback John Mateer throwing 3 of them.
I mean, I was aiming for 5 or 6 touchdowns. I mean, it was kind of just a random number, but I mean, it worked. I mean, it's awesome. Like it's what you practice for. It's like hitting a home run. It's the ideal thing to do.
Defensive stars Brennan Jackson and Ron Stone Jr. had a rest day, but the defense still had its moments. 9 different players recorded a sack.
Everybody in the locker room before was locked in. It all felt good, because it's been a while since we got to really hit people, And it's all love and night, It was fun. It was fun. I feel like a lot of people had fun today.
The team will be watching a lot of film over the next few days before returning to practice on Tuesday.
It's one of those things. We get 48 hours. Let's get the learns. Let's get our bodies back ready to go. And we better come out 7 a.m. on Tuesday ready to compete our tails off. So it's going to see what this team is made of, see what the leadership's like, get some of those veteran guys back out at that practice because we got a long way to go yet.
Washington State's spring game is scheduled for April 22nd. In Pullman, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
And the Gonzaga Bulldogs didn't just miss out on a chance at the Final Four this past week. They also saw some players depart from the program, mainly sophomore point guard Hunter Sallis, who's entering the transfer portal. Sallis averaged 4.5 points a game and was one of the key players off the bench for the Bulldogs this past season. He's a former 5-star recruit who is known for his defense and explosive playmaking on the offensive side of the ball. But Sallis not the only Zag hitting the transfer portal. That also includes Zags guard Dominic Harris. He's going to test the free agent market. Harris appeared in just 13 games for the Bulldogs this season after being injured last year. He's a former 4-star recruit and was instrumental in getting Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren to Spokane. And over in Cheney, it's the same situation for Eastern Washington's program. Steele Venters is declaring for the NBA draft and also entering the transfer portal. Venters was the Big Sky Player of the Year and led the Eagles to a regular season conference title. He led Eastern Washington with 15 points a game. And check this out. We've reached baseball season, which in theory means better weather with summer right around the corner, right? Well, in Pullman, not so much. This was Washington State baseball's coach Brian Green posting a selfie just a couple hours ago after his team was set to take on number 12 UCLA this afternoon. And then this video was taken by our own photographer Ernie Vela, and you can see the game was not going to happen, needless to say. The school postponing the game until tomorrow afternoon. Can we just get to summer? Well, one team that won't be dealing with weather delays is the Seattle Mariners, since they have a roof. Very smart play on them. The M's will look to get back in the win column later this evening, taking on the Cleveland Guardians. 4 News Now will be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fred's Appliance.
At Fred Meyer, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Looking for some fun? Then come play for the day at the Coeur d'Alene Casino and discover new ways to win big inside the new Discovery Den, the first and only video game testing room in the U.S. with many of the top manufacturers in the world under one roof, where you get to play them first and decide which games stay and which ones don't. You will set the trends for the future of gaming, only at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome home. Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm getting backyard cookout vibes. Inside? Oh, that's the new DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger. Now you can take the backyard anywhere with honey barbecue sauce and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You guys are taking this backyard anywhere thing really seriously. Maybe next time you'll take that DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger to, you know, the actual backyard.
We need a hose.
Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Do you miss those 2020 stimulus checks you received and wish you had some extra money for some new furniture?
Well, at Walker's Furniture, we want to help you out. Boost your savings and get big discounts store-wide with your Walker's Furniture stimulus check. Just visit a Walker's store near you or download your checks online and cash in on the savings. Plus, with no money down, no minimum purchase, and special 5 years financing.
You can get that new furniture you've been wanting and save your cash this week at Walker's.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Fred Meyer, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Well, we have some active weather moving through tonight into tomorrow and then Monday night and Tuesday as well. We are looking at rain and snow throughout the valley, and then we do have a lot of snow moving through the surrounding mountain passes. Definitely something to keep in mind for those of you who may be traveling for the spring break holiday. And some lightning is possible tonight and then tomorrow night as well. So a lot going on, which is why we've got that alert day in place for today.
Yeah, the weather just won't quit. It won't give us the sun. Hey, before we go here tonight, this rare T-Rex skeleton is about to go on sale. The 67-million-year-old dino named Trinity is 38 feet in length and nearly 13 feet tall. Look at those teeth. Those bones originally discovered in Montana, just right next door to Idaho, and in Wyoming. Its rarity due to the well-preserved skull, and it's going to be on display in Switzerland, and it could be yours for the hefty price of $5 to nearly $9 million. So Alex, right in the budget.
Well, why does Switzerland get the dinosaur?
It was found here, right? Like that would.
Yeah, that's our dinosaur.
I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.